Hello. Oh no. I hid the chat. Hello everyone. Wow, Sweden, it's very excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. It's very late over there. But yes, we're talking mystery box time. I'm very excited as all of a sudden my voice got really scratchy. But yeah, I'm very excited. This is one of my favorite announcements of the year to make. And I have some props. I mean, not props that are that exciting, but I have some yarn that isn't about this year, but we could look back at some past years. And yeah, some other stuff. But I haven't even given like a proper introduction yet. But hello. But since I didn't like schedule this stream very far in advance, that's why I'm just hanging out for a minute or two before jumping in, because people didn't know what time it was coming. Oh man. Hello. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and we are in my living room, which is pretty messy, but mainly because I put stuff under a blanket. But I've got yarn down there. But anyway, all right. Hi everyone. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and I am pleased to share that as of today, pre-orders for the 2022 ChemKnits Chanukah yarn samplers are now available. This is a really special event that I like to do every year. I believe this is going to be the 5th year that I have done a Chanukah sampler. And so every night there will be a wrapped package that you can open up. It can be a treat for yourself, a gift for someone else. In these samplers, there are 100 grams of yarn total, and it's a lot of fun. There's fun extras in there. I include some kind of Chanukah card in there for you. And the whole thing is a lot of fun. But what makes this really special is that every night of Chanukah and a few beyond, there will be a yarn dyeing video that corresponds to the yarn that you're opening up. So not only do you get to open up a colorway, but then you can go and watch how I dye it. And then you can finally answer the eternal question, I wonder how this knits up, or crochets or weaves, because you can then swatch the yarn, because I will use usually about 8 different techniques to create different types of colorways. And it's really fun. The goal of this event is not to create a perfect fade set, although there are a number of people who create beautiful things incorporating all the colorways into one project. The goal is more to provide a variety of different types of colorways to showcase a lot of different techniques. So then it can help you decide what kind of yarn you like to work with, and I guess get a sampler of some of my favorite techniques. And so it is a lot of fun. Yeah, but if you guys feel free, because I am live right now, to ask any questions you may have. And yeah, I'm going to be telling you all a lot, I guess, more about this. But for many of you, it might be pretty familiar, because I see some names in chat who have had all the Chanukah samplers for a few years, and so it's great to see you. And I do try to mix things up from year to year. So let's go to the website, and so I can chat a little bit more about this. But again, feel free to interrupt me with questions. And I do have the link to the sampler pinned in the chat, but I'm going to pop it in right now. Lou, that is a great question. There are 2 different options for the ChemKnits Chanukah mini skein sampler. I offer both fingering weight and DK weight. And all of the yarn in the sampler itself, we'll talk about add-ons in a minute, but all the yarn in the samplers are 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, whether you're looking at the fingering weight or the DK weight yarn. And I just realized I cannot see to make sure I am still in frame. Okay, I am still in frame. Awesome. Okay, so the Chanukah samplers this year are $57.50, plus the cost of shipping and handling, and any taxes or duties do apply as exist. Let's see. So every night, this year the samplers are going to contain 9 wrapped packages, 8 packages that are numbered to correspond with each night's dyeing video. Then each of those will have a 10-gram mini skein, and then there'll be a 9th package that will have it'll have a random night where you'll get a second bonus package to open with it's either a leave no dye behind skein or a yarn mop dyed in one of the videos. And so you'll get 100 grams total in each sampler. And there are no sparkle, there's not sparkle in the sampler itself. When I do like the spring or summer mini skein mini series, I bring in a lot more yarn bases. But for Chanukah, there's just 2, the 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. There is sparkle yarn that's a full skein add-on, but I'll talk about that in a moment. So yeah, you get each night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, there'll be a new yarn dyeing video so you can watch exactly how I created the yarn. And a lot of people will wait. Some people will open them all at once. Some people will wait and open it as watching the video, which is a lot of fun. So yes, there are fingering weight and DK weight samplers, and both of those will have the same colorways. There might be some variation from set to set. So if you purchase 2 sets, whether it's both weights or 2 of the same, there may be a little bit of variation between the colors because sometimes I do some kind of experiment or something and we see a little bit more variety between the colorway for that night, but they will be extremely similar. The bonus skein will have potentially a little bit more variation because not everyone will get the bonus skein from the same night, but you might get a duplicate if you order multiple. Okay, so fingering in DK. So yeah, there's 8 nights, 8 new yarn dyeing videos, featuring 8 different dyeing techniques, 9 packages to open, and again, there's going to be multiple fun extras, and some of, or a lot of the extra kind of things do include things like stitch markers and things like that, which usually I try to have either some kind of ChemKnits winter or Chanukah type theme. And the other thing that I definitely want to add is that you don't have to be Jewish to participate. I'm Jewish, which is why I do a Chanukah sampler instead of like a yarn advent or something that a lot of other dyers do. But I invite any of you to celebrate Chanukah with me, and so don't feel bad about participating if you're not Jewish. But if you are Jewish, I'm happy to like add into the joy and light of Chanukah. All right, so 9 packages to open, and the samplers will all ship in early November. So the first night of Chanukah this year is Sunday, December 18th. And so I try to ship all the samplers out about a month in advance, so that way everything can arrive with enough time, especially international packages. And then the other things that I have here are just I have some pictures from some previous years. So this was the packaging that I did last year, which also had 9 packages to open. There were 8 for the 8 nights, and then a bonus 9th skein. I don't know if my cursor is showing up. Whoops, that's one of the bonuses. Yes, it is, okay. Let's see. This was packaging with one of the add-on, 100-gram add-on skeins. This was packaging from 2019. And this was some 2020 packaging showing the actual like wrapping of the mini skeins and the labels. Each of the packages will be labeled with a number that corresponds to the night of Chanukah, and they also will have a label that says the date of that night, so that way you know what night that video is coming out. And yeah, I guess especially if you're in like a completely different time zone, that can be helpful. Are those all? Yes, those are all the pictures that I have in here. Yeah, and so there are a lot of samplers. I try to add a few more every year, so that way there's enough for everyone who wants to participate. And so this year there are going to be 2 different full skein add-ons that you can add on to your package. Now, for the sampler, you do need to purchase a sampler at least right now to get any of the add-on skeins, because I want people who are buying the sampler to get priority to these full 100-gram mystery colorways. The first one is a fingering weight sparkle yarn. This is a superwash merino lurex yarn, and actually I don't always show the base because sometimes when I launch pre-orders I'm still deciding on the base, but hopefully I can take this out in a neat way. Let me go big. This is our sparkle base this year. It is really fun. The lurex, the silver lurex, is its own ply, and so you have a very barber pole feel. It really stands out, especially if I use a deep color. I don't know what the colorway will be like yet, but I'm very excited. I love this base and I have dyed it a lot, and so it's one that I really enjoy celebrating with. And let's see, I can share where the description. Okay, yes, so it's 90% superwash merino, 10% lurex. And it is $33. And it will come wrapped, also labeled with the date that it'll be a bonus video. So after the 8th night of Hanukkah, probably the 9th and or 10th. I don't know if the 2 bonus colorways will be in one video or 2 separate videos yet. I think it depends on how the dyeing goes. But these always come with some kind of progress keeper. Each of the different colorways, which the DK weight bonus colorway, it's a separate listing that I'll show in a moment. They both will have similar but different progress keepers that I will be making. And then, yeah. So the DK weight is a little more expensive. It's $35, but it is a beautiful yak silk merino blend. And let me see what the exact, so it's 60% superwash merino, 20% silk, 20% yak. And so, put you over there, going into my reserve. It starts off, oh funny, I was scrolling through, oh well, and I hadn't switched. But it is this beautiful warm toned gray, cool toned brown kind of color to start with because of that yak fiber. It is unbelievably soft. What's the yardage? Does it say on here? That would be helpful. 231 yards per 100 grams. And usually if someone purchases multiple of the bonus add-ons, then I might like swap in another stitch marker so you aren't getting duplicates. Because I like to try to do that, but it is just this beautiful base to start, and just a lovely fun canvas. Now the sparkle, you can see that the sparkle base and the DK base look very different. They are going to be completely different colorways, different techniques between the two of them, so they are going to be separate. I think now and going forward, whenever I have a colorway that's going to be, if I'm ever going to have multiple bases that are all one colorway, that will be in one listing. If it's going to be multiple colorways, I'm going to separate the listings to help make that clear. So these will be different. 10% is a lot of lurex. Let's see. That will be a lot of sparkle. Yes, it's a lot of sparkle. Definitely. Definitely. So let me show you. Okay, because now I can come back here. So yeah, this is the DK add-on and the sparkle add-on. The listings are all in my shop. If you're just in the ChemKnits Creations Etsy shop, you can go to the Hanukkah section and you can see all 3 of the listings. And so again, you do have to buy the full sampler to get either of the add-ons, but you don't have to make all of the purchase today. If you've already purchased a sampler, you can add an add-on in a separate order later on. But due to the volume of orders that I get for the Hanukkah series, I can't combine orders. So if you add something on later, I will ship it separately because otherwise it's too many orders to try to keep track of and shuffle and make sure that I combine things correctly. So normally I can combine orders, but for Hanukkah I just can't. So thank you so much for understanding. But it is also worth checking because sometimes, especially with the way the weights work out, it's possible it might be cheaper shipping wise to order the sampler and add on separately. So that is just worth checking out and playing around with your carts. So yes, let me see. Oh, I wanted to come over here. I have there's in a public post on Patreon. I keep track, I made some FAQs. Okay, so Hanukkah starts on the 18th of December and it ends on the 26th. All the videos will be available for everyone. So even if you don't buy a sampler, you are more than welcome to come and participate. There is a playlist on YouTube that is currently empty, but as I edit and release videos, all the videos will be here in this playlist. So there's that. And the samplers are going to, again, will ship early November. The Sparkle and DKs are different colorways, and I cannot combine shipping. Okay, I went through that. And I think I said this already, but I don't dye this specifically to be one fade set or one kind of color story. Sometimes I have a loose theme, or other times it's more, this is what's in my head, this is what I want to create kind of feeling. And yeah, because it's the same yarn base, you could in theory, and you can absolutely use it all together in one project. It's not designed with a specific pattern or anything in mind. And I try to package things. I showed some of the packaging earlier, such that when the box arrives, you can open it up without being spoiled for the yarn colorways. But you will probably see the extras. I try to include a letter that talks about where you can find the videos and when Hanukkah starts and sort of what's in a general of what's in the box in with the sampler. So it is worth opening it up. You're usually here for Hanukkah sampler videos, even if you haven't bought. Yay! The item I want is sold out, which none of them are close to being sold out yet, so don't worry. But if an item you want does sell out, I always hold back a few samplers and add-ons until I have shipped the bulk of the pre-orders. So there will be a small restock around when I'm shipping. The packaging last year was simply amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And so the videos will come out every night at 8:30 p.m. and they'll appear as a YouTube premiere, which is sort of like, it's just like a live TV event. It means for the very first playthrough, it'll play it through as if it were a live stream or something. And there'll be a live chat that people can hang out and chat in. And you can technically rewind that, but if you join, say 15 minutes late, it'll automatically jump you into the middle of where everyone is watching. But again, you can go back in time and watch. You just wouldn't, I don't think you'd be synced with the chat anymore. Once the first airing of the video is done, then it'll be like a regular YouTube video that's on demand that you can watch at your, what's the word? Watch at your preference? That's not the word. I don't know what word I was thinking of. You understand my boys are in school, so I can safely bring out the sparkle yarn without a dive in the sofa from my youngest, who would want to claim all that sparkle and has tried to in the past. He is currently upstairs with his dad. It's like after dinner time in Massachusetts. And so finally, the last thing that's actually showing some of the yarn from last year, convenience. Yes, thank you. You can watch the videos at your convenience. I was like, I could not find that word. This year, I am not sure. I will definitely be in some of the live chats. I love being in the live chats. But because of the timing, I will have some family obligations on some of the evenings. So some nights I might just pop in very briefly to say hi, or maybe I might not be able to at all. I know like my in-laws are having a holiday party on the first night of Hanukkah. So I will maybe be in the car coming home during the premiere. So, you know, I'll do my best to come to as much as I can, because I genuinely enjoy doing that. But I typically will try to, whether it's on like my website, chemknits.com, or someone else will try to share if I know I won't be there one night and things like that. Yeah, words are hard. Words are hard. But yes, this is a picture of the yarn from last year. And I think that's the main like FAQs and everything that I have. But I thought it would be fun to show off some yarn and things from last year. But yeah, I'm very excited. And I did start off, I made myself a note last year to have more add-on skeins at launch, and I did that. Because those often go first. People will snag the add-ons before the samplers sell out because there are a lot more samplers than add-ons. So if you want a particular, the Merino Yak Silk DK or the Sparkle Fingering Weight add-ons, I would get them sooner rather than later. But I am making more of them this year. Oh, right, this is what I wanted to do. All right. I'm gonna put away the bear yarn, which of course then my husband always makes jokes about how hard it would be to make yarn from a bear. Ha ha ha. Oh my goodness, but oh, I love this base so much. I've only dyed this DK base once, I think. All right. Let's see what I have. And what's funny is I don't think I've looked at a bunch of these together before. But I have here some yarn from the very first, and I don't think I was able to keep one of everything, but here's some yarn for the very, very first ChemKnits Chanukah special. That year I did 5 and 10 gram mini skeins, and I used a different yarn base every night. I use a lot of different luxe bases. What do I have here? I have, oh no, I don't even know what all of them are here. I think one of these is was like bear hair. One of these maybe is imagination. One might be Galileo. Ooh, one might be like Andean treasure. I tried to do like a variety of different bases, but this is half of, well, it says Chanukah #1, but that was because this was initially the bag for this colorway right there. Okay, was the first one 2019? You want them all? Oh no, that's not what I wanted to make big. I'm gonna make sure I can see the chat. Someone somewhere has to spun up bear fur into yarn. Oh, I'm sure. Okay, so that was, all right. Maybe that was 2018. Oh my gosh. Isn't it wild? Okay, so 2019. These are not in any order. But 2019 was the first year I went all for, like, okay. Oh no. 2019 had a loose, like, muted rainbow theme to it. It was sort of like a little tying thread that I had to everything. But there were some, like, fun variations. One of the things I dyed was a sock blank, and that's when I learned that, like, I think wool to dye for overestimates yardage a bit with full skeins for, like, you get slightly more grams of yarn for the full skeins, and the sock blanks tend to be like a little bit closer or maybe a tiny bit short, was what I learned. But so this was from, gosh, it must have been 2019. And here we've got some, ooh, 2020. I wonder why this guy is in here. We've got a neon friend. Was that a bonus? Yes, okay, this was a bonus. This is one of my bonuses. Let's see. Oh yes, so this was, what did I say this was, 2020? And I did sort of like depths of shade, and I went from like light, and things got progressively darker as the nights went on. So here's just some of the colorways from that year. Ooh, man. It's fun to see and then to think about like, ooh, what am I dyeing this year so far? Oh, this was in the baggie. And this was probably one of my favorite colorways ever. This was one of the bonuses from that year. You put the fingering sampler plus the Yak DK add-on in your cart about 5 minutes into your initial announcement. Oh, thank you. Oh, and here. Oh, funny, did I leave it in? Oh, one of the bonus skeins. But like here was one of the project keepers from a past year. It's a donut because eating foods fried in oil are very traditional for Hanukkah. So some of the associations are loose. I have one that is very, very loose, but like I always do a vlog now where like I talk about all the extras and the packaging and the things that I make by hand to just share some of that because I'm excited and be like, this is why I picked this item that might seem weird. And then this was last year. Last year I did, this year doesn't really have like much of a theme. I might realize that there was a theme that I didn't plan on all along, but last year I started with one color, then I went up to 8. And so these are not in any particular order. Ooh. But these are our colors from last year. Do, do, do. And then this was the bonus from the night when I did what? I did 5. I dyed 125 different colors for the bonus for last year. And this is the one I kept for myself, the purple, of course. But that was also the video where I injured myself. Oh, goodness. But yeah, so that was some yarn from previous years, which honestly, I had to dig through. Oh, you came from here. Honestly, I had to dig through to figure out where I had put some of them because I've rearranged a little bit and they were all over in like different like yarn storage areas, which was hilarious. It was hilarious to see them like all in different spots. But yeah, I don't think I've ever looked at them all together. I sort of, sometimes I'll go through, I always have lists of ideas of things I want to do, and I'll go through and I'll be like, oh, that's something I didn't do last year. Let's try to do that this year, and things like that. That crazy bonus video was epic. That may be my favorite video I have ever done, ever. And I don't think I will ever do anything quite like it. If I do, I will have to space things out a bit more. But yeah, I did all that, I think, within like 1 week, and all that pouring just, thankfully my wrist has been totally fine. You wonder how many 10 to 20 minis you would need to make a king size sampler Afghan. Ooh. I mean, it depends. Because Gretchen, I don't remember if you have the like fingering weight or the DK. But a king size Afghan, I mean, I guess look up king size Afghan patterns with the yarn weight and then see how many skeins you would need. That would be the best way to do it. Sometimes, and I'm not listing any right now, but I will probably at some point have some just one night kits that go up that include just an individual mini and some progress keepers or something, because I do have like some extras that from multiple different years. And so you usually get DK. Yeah, so then probably not as, weight-wise, it would be hard for me to say if you would need less or more. I'm not good with those conversions. I'm not good with those conversions. But now I am curious. I'm actually really, really curious right now. I'm just Googling. Well, that's crochet. I'm like, I want to find, oh, knitting. Okay, let's find a random one. Okay, it's not telling me how much yarn is needed. That's not helpful. Fine, that's what I get for just randomly Googling instead of going to a source that will tell me yardage. Mini skein grab bags. Yeah, crochet absolutely will use up more yardage. Oh, but I know what else I wanted to show. So I listed some other yarn in addition to all the like ChemKnits Chanukah stuff. I have one of the beautiful stenciled sock blanks. I have, goodness, some of the cotton yarn from Ryder, which he wants to keep all the yarn he dyes, but I told him that he can earn more Legos, and so he let me list it. And yeah, there's more other cotton that I dyed. That'll be a video that'll be public later this month. And the over-dyed yarn that came out, I think that video came out yesterday. So just a few like other random things in the shop as well. Can I share a link to the epic video? Yes, let me find it. Chanukah bonus. Here it is, dyeing 125 colors. You're not great with conversions either. You're saving all your samplers until you can make an amazing project for yourself. Aww. Yeah, like I've debated between combining multiples, and now looking at it, I'm kind of considering combining multiple, but I also, I mean, I guess I could do something that's like in order and have something that like splits it up. I don't know. I've been like, oh, I could weave something. I've been thinking about a lot. Yarn or Legos. Oh my gosh. We have so many Legos in this house. What was I going to say? But yeah, please let me know if you have any other questions. I know a lot of you have joined this in the past, so you might be familiar with it. But I'll check and see how we are doing to make sure. Yes, there are still plenty of the add-ons available. And so, yes, that is good. And peeking and seeing what is, yeah, plenty of both fingering and DK weight. I did get a question about having worsted weight yarn for one of these, and I'm going to try to do for next year, whether it is a spring or summer mini skein mini series, I'm going to try to do, I'll try to add a worsted weight option, because there is a worsted weight yarn that I can get in mini skeins. And so I'll try to do that next year. But for Chanukah, it would be hard because it already is a little bit of effort to keep track of the fingering versus DK and to make sure the correct yarn ends up in the correct packages. I usually have a few little like tricks that I do to try to work on that, and actually I can show a little bit. It usually takes 3,000 to 3,500 yards for an Afghan. Okay, so you probably need about 10. But if you're doing, between the summer, between like summer and Hanukkah, you might be getting kind of close. Let's see. When did I do the first summer? Have I done 4 summer ones? I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. All right, so coming back here. So for example, last year, fingering weight was purple, was the purple, and then DK weight was the blue. And so that made it just very, very visually distinct to keep track of. That was 2021. In 2020, I think it was a little bit harder to keep track because I think for one of them, maybe fingering weight had silver bags with dark blue wrapping, and then the other maybe had blue spiral bags with like white packaging in there, I think was the way I did it. I think that's what I did that year. It was very, very fun, but it definitely like, I did try to do something a little bit more obvious the next year. And then I did two different colors, navy and white, and sort of like a turquoise and white for fingering weight and DK this other year. And so, yeah, having it very visually distinct makes it a bit easier. And so, yeah, those are some of my tricks. But also, sometimes, like the little labels on here, I might have like DK or sock, because sock is a shorter word. So that's why sometimes I might have that on the tiny little labels itself. Or I do something with the color so I can keep track of the different things that I do. But yeah, I was finalizing a lot of, I've got some really cool packaging this year that I'm really, really, really excited about. And I am trying very hard to not spill any beans on that. But yeah, the whole thing is a lot of fun. And again, you don't need to purchase a sampler to participate, but if you do, this is a really, really great way to both have fun and to really support everything that I'm doing here. These series are a lot of work, but it is hopefully worth it because, I don't know, it just brings me a lot of joy to put everything together. And I get to show off my awesome Hanukkah jammies. I do have a second set this year, so I doubt I will alternate because I usually film the introductions as I'm editing. So I'll do the introductions for 2 or 3 videos all in one sitting. So it won't likely swap every other night, but I do have a new set of Hanukkah jammies. So mainly because the old pattern is no longer available and one of my kids is outgrowing the last one I had. And so this way, yeah, we can still match and have fun holiday jams. But anyway, yeah, you can find everything again in my Etsy shop. Let me go back here. So if we just go to my shop, they are currently right at the top, but there is also the Hanukkah tab that is also at the top of the side. So you can find everything that is available that is Hanukkah related. And yeah, I am so excited. So excited. And what's funny, so this image right here, so the backdrop is not like fake anything. It's a real wood cutting board I had, and the numbers were physical labels. Those were labels that I actually used part of the first packaging, but yeah, I've just like updated it every year. And so I don't know, it still makes me smile. And yeah, it's a little goofy, but I don't know. It makes it easier to see, hopefully. Easy to see. And yeah, and in the vlog, like I'll share some, well, the vlog will probably be, hopefully I will finish editing the vlog before Hanukkah starts, but often I'm still editing that as the holiday is going on. And so maybe I will try to remember to include a lot of pictures from last year's Hanukkah in this year's vlog. That's what maybe I should do this year, film stuff during Hanukkah for next year's vlog. That might make sense. But yeah, because it's, yeah, then I can share decorations. And I doubt my kids will sing. There was one year they sang, and that was really cool. You love the listing photo? Thank you! Thank you so much. Yeah, I am just really, really excited. And yeah, I've dyed 5 of the 8 nights so far. And probably a similar ratio of the extra like bonus skein that will be in there. And then which really the bonus skein is present because that way I can have the sets be 100 grams, because 80 grams is a little bit awkward. And so that's why I tried to find a way to incorporate a little bit more yarn. And then, I don't know, and then I will be starting on those bonuses. But it was fun to actually, now looking back at the yarn from the other years, and I think I had an idea of the colors that I wanted to do, I think, for what I'm dyeing tomorrow, but I might try to like really make sure I dive in another direction looking at this. So it's fun. I do try to like mix up and have like lots of different, like warm and cool and the best of my ability, but clearly I have favorites that I lean towards. But anyway, I am going to head out. Please, if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I do my best. I'm a little bit behind still, but I do my best to go through and reply to comments. But if you have questions about the samplers, also you can message me on Etsy. Please try to keep Etsy messages related to shop things, but yeah, I mean, that's mostly what you guys do. So you are all awesome. Hi, Caitlin. I'm about to sign off. You're so pleased you found me on live stream. You love my videos. Oh, I'm so glad you've learned a lot from me, Jane. So much. Am I making any of the stitch markers this year? Yes. Oh, definitely. But I always make, like, the stitch markers are always at least some amount handmade, in the sense that like I do, like I attach like the clasps and everything, so I do all the like that work. So there's always like we'll put on a movie and I set up the whole table with all my pliers and I do that. But I am definitely making some of the charms for some of the extras myself, and so pretty excited about that. Oh, pretty excited about that. I mean, one of them I made back in January because I was so excited by the idea. So yes, I try to like insert other handmade details in. And like I custom make labels. I have a Cricut, and so I try to add lots of little custom details, because my goal is to make this feel like, you know, that you got a gift from like a really, really good friend or something. I want it to feel a little bit like personal if I can. And yeah, because, you know, we now do like 8 nights of gifts for even the parents. And so sometimes, like, you know, because otherwise there might be nights when I wasn't opening something. So then at some point we decided, hey, please make sure I have something to open every night. And so therefore, I think that this is also just a way for someone to make sure that they can have something to open every night. Whether you're gifting it to yourself, you'll still be surprised, or you want to give it to someone else who loves yarn. So, yes, the jar, yes. One of the, I used yarn from a hat that I made for myself that I dyed. Like the dyeing was part of a video, and I put it in little jars. And so you can go see a little bit about that in last year's vlog. But yes, that was because my logo is like yarn inside a two neck round bottom flask. It was really fun to like do a version of like my kind of logo for a stitch marker. And so that was really, really fun. But anyway, I'm going to sign off, go make sure the kids get into bed. Today was only the second day of school, but things are going well so far. And so, yeah, I'm happy to try to get back into a routine after summer. You like the stitch markers almost as much as the yarn. It's a very fun personal touch. Oh, thank you. I have a lot of fun, I have such like a little stash of charms that are not like rejected, but that I haven't used. I have a lot of fun trying to figure out, and I start planning that. I already have ideas for some of the extras for next year. So this is where I had to sit down and be like, okay, what are my ideas? And yeah, it's a lot of fun. But anyway, I'm gonna head out. Yeah, and I don't have the next live stream planned, but hopefully in not too long. Hopefully we'll do, I don't know if I'm going to do a part 2 of the ChemKnits Dialogue live stream anytime soon, but yeah, hopefully I'll be around soon. Oh, you started dyeing your own yarn because of me. Aw, you use them to weave some scarves and wraps. Oh, nice. I need to do another weaving video. I need to do another weaving project. And it's my absolute pleasure to share these videos. Like, one of my goals is to try to make yarn dyeing feel approachable. So that way, even if you just have some yarn you don't love and you want to give it a refresh, maybe it'll help you feel comfortable enough to do that. Or just another way to dive deeper into fiber arts. Because, yep, it's just, all the progression into customizing garments and things that you want to make. Oh, thank you. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, or I don't know if it's anyone's morning, but yes, I hope that you have a wonderful, it's today Wednesday, a wonderful middle of the week, and I hope things are going smoothly, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.